In this video, we'll be graphing equations that are written in standard form. So by the end of this, our goal is to be able to graph something like 4x minus 6y equals 12. So let's start out and figure out what is standard form. Standard form is a way to write a linear equation, and we write it in ax plus by equals c. Okay, and A and B are coefficients to x and y, and then c is going to be a constant. Okay, so let's just get a little bit familiar with this and start by taking a look at one. So for example, let's say we have 5x plus 3y equals 6. Okay. So we know if a point is on a line because the left, when we substitute the values, the left and the right side will be equal in the equation. So for example, if I ask, is the point -1, 2 on this line, that means I know the x value and the y value. I can substitute those in the equation. 5 times -1 plus 3 times 2 equals 6. -5 plus 6 equals 6, and we can start to see that 1 does not equal 6, so this is not a point on the line. However, if I give you -3, 7, right? So again, I know x is -3, y is +7, and I'm going to plug these into the equation. So 5 times -3 plus 3 times 7 equals 6. And we're just going to check. -15 plus 21 equals 6. When I add those, I do get 6. So the point -3, 7 is on the line 5x plus 3y equals 6. Okay, let's move into graphing. So we're going to graph the equation. (2x plus 5y equals 10). All right, and you can solve for any 2 points. Kind of the strategy here is going to be to just find 2 points and connect them. However, we want to pick those points in a smart way, things that are going to be the easiest to solve. And I don't know anything easier than multiplying by 0. So what we're going to do is find the x-intercept and y-intercept. And we can do this in an order. So find the x-intercept. That is when the y value is 0. Find the y-intercept. That is when x is 0. And then plot those 2 points and connect them. Okay, so let's do that with this. If I have 2x plus 5y equals 10, the x-intercept, the key here is knowing that the x-intercept is always when y equals 0. So I'm going to do 2x plus 5 times 0 equals 10. Right, and this is what I plugged in. 5 times 0 is 0, so 2x plus 0 equals 10. 2x plus 0 is just 2x. And then divide by 2, and I get x equals 5. So the x-intercept for this equation is 5, 0. Let's plot that right away. All right, let's do the same thing with the y-intercept. On the y-intercept, the key there is that it is when x is 0. So in the equation, I am plugging in 2 times 0 plus 5y equals 10. Two times 0 is 0. 0 plus 5y simplifies to 5y. Divide both sides by 5, and I get y equals 2. All right, and so my y-intercept here is 0, 2. Let's go plot that right away. All right, and now I can use those two values to connect and make a straight line going through those 2 points. There we go. I have just graphed the line 2x plus 5y equals 10. All right, let's look at another example similar to that. So we are going to graph the equation negative 3x plus 6y equals 12. Let's solve for the x-intercept. I know that that's when y equals 0. So I will be substituting the y value for 0. So I took y and substituted it right here. 6 times 0 is 0. Negative 3x plus 0 is still negative 3x. And then I can divide both sides by negative 3 to get negative 4. All right, and so that is my x-intercept negative 4, 0. My y-intercept, that is when x equals 0. So in the equation, I will be replacing x with 0. Negative 3 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 6y simplifies to 6y. And now I divide both sides by 6 to get that y equals 2. And that tells me that the y-intercept is 0, 2. And I connect the dots. I would highly, highly recommend that you immediately plot your points when you find them, because negative 4, 2 is not anywhere on this line. I need to know that negative 4 is the x-intercept and 2 is the y-intercept. One other strategy, just because we're so good at slope-intercept form, one other strategy with this is to change the equation to slope-intercept form. So say I have graph the equation 4x minus 6y equals 24. One thing I can do is to change this to slope-intercept form. So to do that, I need to get x over to the right. So I'm going to subtract 4x. Negative 6y equals negative 4x plus 24. Divide both sides by negative 6. And I want to be careful when I do this. When I divide a side by negative 6, I have to divide everything by negative 6. So what this ends up looking like is y equals negative 4 divided by negative 6 simplifies to 2/3. 24 divided by negative 6 is negative 4. All right, and so now this is slope-intercept form. My y-intercept is negative 4, and my slope is 2/3. Up 2, right 3. Up 2, right 3. And there we go. So now you have two strategies to graph lines that are written in standard form.